Hi YouTube, I'm Waverly. I'm at work right now, and my job entails me sitting in my car, waiting for deliveries. So unless I get a delivery, I should be able to finish this video in one shot. And my hair is not brushed, I don't have makeup on, I look like a mess, but they don't pay me to look good, so sorry, I'm filming this video kind of raw, and that's okay. I wanted to wait to talk about this video until after I'd been out of Ireland for a while, and it's been almost a year since I moved out, so I think it's about time to tell you my roommate horror stories from Dublin. I was staying at Trinity Hall's, the dorms. Alright, I have a whole set of notes of little things to remember because there was a lot. My story is probably not as bad as someone else's story. Actually, I know it's definitely not as bad as other people's stories. I've heard worse stories, but I still think it's kind of funny to share. Okay, so this first girl, let's call her Giselle. So first of all, I'm just gonna give some context. Giselle didn't need to stay in the dorms. Trinity Hall is kind of like designated for international students or students who don't live in Dublin because it's not on campus. Only like upperclassmen and like master's students really get to live on campus, and it's expensive. So Trinity Halls is like 20 minutes away from campus by bus. By walking, it's an hour-long walk. And this girl lives in Dublin. Her home is 20 minutes from campus. So she really didn't have a reason to be in halls. I know plenty of people who had to commute from Northern Ireland to Dublin every day just for school because they didn't get a spot in halls. So why did she stay in halls? I don't know. She said that she was staying in halls because she wanted to make friends, but she really just stayed in her room all the time, so she didn't really accomplish that. She was very particular to noise. We could tell right away. She paid a lot of attention to the noises going on in the apartment. Let me describe how the apartment looks. If you've seen any of my Dublin videos, you might see sort of what it looks like, but basically you enter, there's a hallway, there's 6 of us, so there's 3 doors on this side, 3 doors on that side. We each get our own room and our own bathroom. And then at the end of the hall, there's a doorway to the kitchen / living room. And so we all share the kitchen and the living room. And thankfully, when you're in the kitchen, it's pretty soundproof, so, and she was at the front of the apartment anyway, so she couldn't really hear anything going on in the kitchen, so that's fine. So we could tell almost immediately that she was sensitive to noises, because just within the first week, some of my roommates were out at a party, and they came back. Well, one of them came back, and one of them stayed over at someone else's place. And the next day, Giselle came to this roommate that didn't come home that night and said, "Oh, I didn't hear you come home last night. I heard the other roommate come home, but not you." And it's like, first of all, why are you paying attention? But whatever. The first problem we had about noises was when we were gonna watch Kill Bill in the kitchen with 2 of our friends. It's like 11 p.m. at night. Even the hall's RAs / security system, they don't care about noise until after midnight. And I'm with 2 roommates. So there's three roommates going to the kitchen, 2 friends going to the kitchen. So me and my 2 other roommates, we each go into our rooms to grab blankets. And then we go into the kitchen. One of my roommates says, "Oh, I'm gonna go grab a pillow." And so she leaves the kitchen and goes into her room. And as she's coming back, we hear Giselle scream at the top of her lungs into the hallway, "Stop opening and closing the effing doors or I'll murder you." Very vicious, very aggressive, not jokingly. And so we didn't even finish Kill Bill. To this day, I haven't finished Kill Bill. I've only watched the first 30 minutes of it because that put a sour note on it. And then later on, she sent us a very angry text. Hold on, I think I might actually still have it. Oh, someone just subscribed to me. Thank you, Calico Mummy, for subscribing to me. Okay, so 10 minutes after she yelled that she would murder us, she sent to the roommate group chat, "Thank you for being so effing nice and opening, slamming doors, multiple parentheses, 10 plus, times when you returned and almost yelling in the hallway. Such effing nice people." Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and count how many times we opened and closed the doors. So once to get into the apartment, 3 times to go into our rooms, 1 time to go in the kitchen, 1 time to exit the kitchen, and 1 time to go get her pillow from her room. 6 times, not 10 plus times. We didn't slam them, I promise you. We just let them close. We didn't go like, huh. Also, we weren't yelling in the hallway. And to be fair, she didn't say yelling, she said, almost yelling. That means that it wasn't just heat of the moment. She was fuming about it for 10 minutes, and then she texted us that. One time it was in the middle of the afternoon, someone in the dorm, maybe across from us, like the building across from us, was playing opera music. She texted in the entire undergraduate group chat, not just the dorm group chat. She texted in the entire undergrad group chat, "Can whoever is playing the opera music please kindly," and then in all caps, "turn it off or close the window." And then she proceeded to go to Metallica's Spotify and play like the most popular Metallica songs at the top like speaker volume for her speaker. So thank you. You don't like the opera music, so you're forcing us all to listen to music that you don't even like. I like Metallica, but like, it's a little hypocritical. Also, I just want to say, this isn't really anything wrong with her, but I thought it was really weird, but she eats pineapple pizza with ketchup on it, and I think that's kind of scary. I'm sorry if you eat pineapple pizza with ketchup on it, but like, oh my god. She was also really finicky about the oven. One time my roommate was baking brownies and she came in and glared at her and said I was gonna use that to make garlic bread. One time she preheated the oven and then she just left. And so my roommate came and was making some salmon and she turned the temperature up a bit, and Giselle just lost it, turned the temperature down, was like, "This is too hot for my pizza." And then she didn't tell my roommate that she turned the temperature down. So like, what if her salmon hadn't cooked all the way or whatever? The other time we had an incident with noise. I cut my thumb open with some glass on accident and it was like really bad. I should have gotten stitches, but I didn't know. But now I have this scar. I don't know if you can see it. So I cut my thumb open and it was 11:30 p.m. and we came back and we were trying to figure out what to do because there wasn't a doctor's office that I could go to. So we were like trying to figure out what was happening. I was bleeding a lot. And she pokes her head out and says, "I have a 9 a.m. My thumb is bleeding. I'm sorry. Sometimes life gets in the way." And then my roommate the next day said, "Aha, it's okay. At least you didn't tell us you were gonna murder us," like jokingly. And she just says completely seriously, "Yeah, but I was thinking it." Oh, okay. She would complain if we left any dishes in the sink. However, she would consistently, every couple of weeks, she would just make like this big dish of like meat pasta or lasagna or something involving meat, and then leave it on the counter for days. She wouldn't put it in the fridge. She would just leave it on the counter because she didn't think meat went bad. It does go bad. You can't just leave it out. Basically, like the student council for the dorms, there were campaigns running and people who were running were stopping by all the apartments and basically giving them a speech being like, "This is what I will do if I become president." And so they come into our apartments, and the campaign was only 3 days long, and she just instantly put up a sign that said no solicitations. No solicitations. No solicitations. I think that's the word. There's 5 other people that live here, and we want to hear what they say so that we can make an educated vote, and you just cut us off. That's cool. And one time, her friends came over, and me and my roommates were sitting in the kitchen already, because like I said, we all share the kitchen, and she brought her friends into the kitchen. And like, we were getting along with her friends, like we were talking. I like her friends. We were playing some music quietly, and like even her friends were jamming out to the music, like we were all singing along. And then Giselle just kept complaining about how we were there and she wanted to be hanging out with her friends and how we were playing music. And it's like, come on, we're all having a great time. Like, we live here too. This kitchen belongs to us too. I forgot to mention something that she said to me once that kind of annoyed me. It still annoys me to this day. So when I lived in Dublin, I didn't have a job for the first semester because I was waiting on my student visa to get employed. So I was kind of tight on funds, and so I only really ate 1 meal a day, sometimes 2 meals a day if I could afford it. And I admit, that wasn't the healthiest. I did lose a lot of weight, but anytime she saw how little I ate, she would feel the need to make me feel bad about it. She would always tell me how unhealthy it was and how if I wanted to lose weight, I should do intermittent fasting like what she's doing. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, basically that means that you don't eat in the morning and you don't eat at night either. Like, you have a set period of time to eat, which is, it is good for you. It helps your digestive system reset every night. But also, don't impose your diet on me. Furthermore, intermittent fasting isn't very effective when you do what she does, which is where you bring home an entire large pizza, an entire 12-pack of donuts, and then you proceed to eat all of the pizza and all of the donuts in one sitting. So don't try to tell me that I'm being unhealthy because I can't afford to be healthy when you do that. But I didn't mention that to her because I'm not going to impose my diet on her as she did to me. So yeah, those are my biggest qualms with Giselle, particularly the times that she threatened to murder us. Now I'm gonna tell you about my other roommate. I'm gonna call her Christina. There's only 2 things Christina did that really annoyed us. The first thing she did was specifically to me. She asked to borrow my wine opener, and I let her borrow it. She lost it. Didn't tell me she lost it, and I guess she forgot that she lost it because she never gave it back to me. And she asked me later if she could borrow it again, and I was like, I don't have it. You never gave it back to me. And then she got annoyed at me because I didn't give her a wine bottle opener, and I'm like, you're the one who lost mine. The other thing that she did, this didn't affect me because I was out of town. I was in Paris when this happened. It was during the final exams week, and we were both computer science majors, and so our exams ended on Wednesday, but my roommate's exams continued for the rest of the week. And she wanted to have a party to celebrate the end of exams, so she asked in the roommate group chat, do you mind if I have a party here to celebrate the end of the exams on Wednesday? And two of my roommates responded and said, hey, we both have exams the next day, but it's okay, just let us know ahead of time and we'll go to the library to study. And she was like, oh, I didn't know you had exams. I'm not gonna have the party anymore, don't worry about it. They were like, okay, cool, whatever. She had the party, and she didn't tell them. That's all they asked for. They just asked her to tell them that she was gonna have a party, because then they would have left. So they were both studying in the kitchen, and then all of a sudden all these people show up, and someone spills drinks on my roommate's textbook, and so they eventually try to gather what belongings they can have and like go to their rooms, because it's too late to go to the library now because the bus isn't running anymore. The party's just so loud. Someone eats one of my roommate's pizzas. They leave a huge mess. One of the people who attended the party had a huge crush on one of my roommates, and he kept knocking on her door while she was studying because he was like, I just want to talk, because he was really drunk. And she kept telling him, yo, I have a maths test tomorrow, please leave. And he wouldn't, and that just went on for a while. She left to fly home for the holidays at 7 in the morning and didn't clean up. It was a huge mess, and one of my roommates had to clean it up all by herself because no one helped her. The warden of the dorm showed up the next day and was like, hey, we had noise complaints. Christina was supposed to come meet me for like a meeting to discuss the noise complaints or whatever, and they were like, Christina's in Spain right now. Sorry? And unfortunately, they never really followed up with that the next semester. My roommates told her that they were upset with her for what she did. She never once apologized or like did anything to make it up to them the next semester. Alright, now I'm gonna talk about this girl. I don't even know her real name. I don't know anything about her. I never met her. She lived in the apartment next to ours. I shared a wall with her, like my bed was against the wall. Here's the wall, and then here's her bed, so we kind of like slept together with a wall in between us. Isn't that cute? Let's call her Diana. Diana would consistently have men over. First semester, she would consistently have men over at 3 in the morning, and I would always hear them, you know, going at it. And I didn't hear the thumping. I didn't hear the guy. All I heard was her moaning extremely loudly. Like, it can't be that good. It cannot be that good. There was always different guys too. Eventually she settled on one. She moaned so loudly that it woke me up. I would wake up at 3 in the morning some nights to hear her moaning. Next semester, I think she went through a breakup at 3 in the morning. Instead of hearing her moaning, I would hear her crying. Very sorry, Diana. I know it's a hard time. Later on, I would hear her moaning, but I would not hear any guys in the room, so yeah, that was Diana. Those are my horror stories from Trinity Halls. Not as bad as some other ones. Like, I heard about one of my friends, her roommate used her toothbrush without telling her multiple times, and she never changed her sheets or cleaned, and she would leave her food out until it got moldy. So like, it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. And I still had a great time at Halls, and I loved the majority of my roommates. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you don't have traumatic stories like that, but if you do, tell me them in the comments because I love drama when it doesn't pertain to me. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.